would generate cash, which could be the source for the money loaned to Mr. Crawford.
Did Mr. Crawford need cash at the time that those assets were sold, if you look at the income regarding his architectural practice?
There is no question that Mr. Crawford needed cash because he wasn't getting it from the architectural practice.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Cross?
Just one question, Mr. Menzel. The $268,000 loan that was made to Mr. Crawford by TRS in 2003 was more than he had ever netted from his architectural practice. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Nothing further.
Redirect?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. You can go back to the witness. You are excused.
Thank you, sir.
Ruth Raines is my next witness, Your Honor. I believe she's out in the hall.
Okay.
Just for purposes of my direct exam, do you know what time we might break for lunch?
We'll probably finish after this witness, depending on how long she goes.
All right. Thank you.
Is it Raines or Baines?
Raines. Your Honor, I may have just a word with Mr. Menzel.
Watch your step, please, and remain standing while I swear again. Raise your right hand, place your left hand on the Bible. You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in the cause pending is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. Be seated.
Ms. Raines, I talked to you briefly outside a little while ago during the break, and you had told me that you were nervous. Are you? All right.
I wasn't until I waited so long.
Okay. Well, what I want you to do is direct your answers to the jury, and so we'll go ahead and get started. Can you introduce yourself, please?
I'm Ruth Raines, and Ted and I have been together for 9 to 10 years. We have lived together for the last 8 to 9 of those 10 years. We dated for a year and then decided to move in together. And after that, we just never got around to getting married. But
The reason that I've called you to testify is to, I guess in a sense, to be a before and after witness, and that's what I want you to talk about. So, can you describe for the jury what Ted was like before this accident, just in general, what the two of you like to do and that sort of thing?
okay. Before the accident, if I closed my eyes and thought of a picture of Ted, it would be somebody that was smiling and laughing, having fun, loved to dance, on a ski slope with his kids, trying to outdo them. They're both boys, and boys will be boys, I don't care what age they are, and everybody's trying to outdo the other, or skiing, water skiing, trying to outdo each other, having fun, having a real zest for life, and just a sparkle in his eye and a smile on his face, and just great enthusiasm for everything that he did. And I got a fabulous email this morning, and I probably won't say the words exactly like it said to me, but it said,
Your Honor, I'll object to hearsay.
Sustained. You can't tell us what Mr. Crawford has told you,
oh, okay, this
or
is
anyone
a,
else.
oh, I can't, oh, no, this is a quote of, not, it's a quote about life. Okay.
Mr. Freeman, what are you offering? You offer the truth matter?
No, I think it's just kind
It's
of...
about smiling
it's
and
just
laughing.
anecdotal, Your Honor. I didn't
an
know she was going
it's-
to mention that. I have not talked to her this morning. But
I'll withdraw the objection if it's anecdotal and not something, if it's just a
No,
quote
it's
about
just
smiling.
it's just about laughing and smiling,
Right.
and it said, "You're never too old to laugh, but you can grow old if you don't laugh." And the difference between Ted before the accident and after the accident is, I don't see that sparkle in his eye, and I don't see the laugh and the enthusiasm for life that he had before the accident.
now, I realize this is difficult, and I've told you about your testimony, that you're going to testify, and I realize that you might get emotional, but I want you to convey to these ladies and gentlemen, they don't know Ted, and they don't know you. So how has he changed? And you gave that description, but
Okay.
what's caused that change?
After the accident, especially immediately after the accident, he had pain in his legs, and numbness in his feet, and his back has always hurt since the accident. It was much more severe immediately after the accident, and the pain in his legs would flare up more when he laid down at night and would try to rest. And he took so much medication back then, much different. He was taking things like I'll get it. Darvocet and I think it's Loratat. I get them all mixed up. But there were drugs that concerned me that he was going to become a drug addict over time. There was a point that I even, unknowingly to him, would try to keep count of how many he took in a day because I didn't really think he knew how many he took in a day. And I saw a definite change in his personality, and I definitely think that has a lot to do with just that sparkle in his eyes that embraces life and going about the things that he's always done and was able to do. And just doing things with the kids. We always had them at spring break, and we would go snow skiing one year, and then the next year we would go to the beach. And since the accident, we haven't taken a vacation like that with the kids. And those are years that will never be able to be regained. And
And I'm going to help you out because I know
Okay.
that's difficult. What were the things that brought you and Ted closer before the accident? What things did you enjoy doing?
we love to dance. Our big hobby was gardening. I don't think I ate anything out of a can until I was an adult. Everything, my grandmother and mother were great big gardeners, and I'd never really gardened because I did it so much when I was a kid. I hated it. But then Ted really wanted to become a landscape architect rather than a regular architect, but nobody knew what a landscape architect was back in the 70s when he went to school, and nobody was willing to pay much for landscape architecture. Now it's the hot new thing, and everybody gets a landscape architect. He's fabulous. He knows the name of every flower, every tree, every shrub, knows what season it flowers in. Our house out in Brentwood, we bought that, and it had no fenced-in backyard, and we planted. It had no flowers. It had nothing but a couple of shrubs in the backyard. We fenced it in, and we put in at least 5 different beds, and then in another area we put in an herb garden that was 2 different sections that was outlined with boxwoods, with a center column, with a wrought iron ornament on the center of it. What we did on a weekend gardening was totally labor, and we would be so exhausted when we would work all that, but that's what we did together. And we'd have to take ibuprofen, and sometimes we couldn't even get out of bed the next day, but we loved it. That's what we did. Well, we've moved. We sold the house, and we don't do yard work where we are now. It's included in our maintenance fee. We don't hardly even have flowers anymore. And that was something that we loved to do together. I was on the board for Habitat for Humanity and chaired the first all-women built house back in the 80s in Nashville, and I built a house from the slab up. So we both know a lot about building and redoing houses, and we love to do that. I sell advertising specialties, promotional products. It's a creative industry. We're both creative people. We love to do creative things. We love to garden. We love to remodel and take on projects like that. Our house out in Brentwood, we completely remodeled the kitchen. We had everything in there, brand new range, brand new microwave, brand new cabinets, everything, new countertops, everything brand new. We love that. Now, I don't have a microwave that's worked since December where we live. If you drive by, it's a great-looking house, but there's a lot of stuff that's wrong with that house that we just don't get around to fixing. We can't afford to fix. So we just haven't done the gardening and the remodeling like we used to do before this.
When you talked about when you close your eyes and you think about Ted before the accident, and what do you see when you close your eyes now when you see Ted?
I see somebody that's older, and I don't see the enthusiasm. He's had a lot of depression during this time because he doesn't do what he used to do. He can't keep up with his boys. He used to. When he was skiing, snow skiing with them or water skiing with them, they knew that he could keep up with them. He may not be as good as them, and he never wakeboarded. He never went that far, but he tried his best to let them know that he could still keep up with them every day of the week. He can't do that anymore. And a little picture of him is he's just an older person. And I'm years older than him.
Before the accident, did he ever complain to you about chronic back pain?
No. I mean, yeah, when he did too much or, when he worked in the yard too much, yeah. And when he overdid it trying to outdo the boys, yeah, he definitely complained. He definitely took ibuprofen. But it was a different kind of pain. He didn't have pain to begin with.
Has he tried